Hey guys, how are you? Awesome. All right, so we're a little late coming on. Cari had to start the meeting for us, and she was a little late logging in. So we are going to give everyone just a few minutes. I'm gonna live stream now in Family Tree. So here we go. Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. So let me go into Family Tree here. Admits. Let me go live. 1 second. Yes, Family Tree. All right, awesome. We are going live now. Fantastic. Got it. Okay. So Cari is traveling today, so she asked that I come in and lead this. So if you're joining us at EXP Family Tree, hello everybody. I hope you're doing and having an amazing day, and I hope all of you are having an amazing day. So today we were going to talk about listings, right? So my name is Becky Colburn. For those that you don't know me, I am a business partner of Cari. My husband is part of her revenue share line, and she and I work together on coachings. We work together on agent attraction and a lot of the other things that we have going here in EXP. And I partner with her on Family Tree. And wouldn't you say that she's done an amazing job in growing this group, right? I mean, it's just been incredible. And we keep adding more and more and more every day. And there's over 8,000 and I think like 8,700 the last time I looked. So congratulations to all of you guys for being here today. So one of the things that Cari asked me to do is she asked me to come on and talk about listings and specifically expired listings, right? So for those of you that are on the call today, you can certainly go in the chat box and let me know, but I have a question for you. And if you wouldn't mind, let me know in the chat box. Oh my gosh, we've got, Justine said her friend Tamara's here. Awesome. Welcome, Tamara. We're so glad you're here. If you would in the chat box really quick, just go in and tell me what's going on in your market, right? And for those of you that are not on the Zoom, that are listening by live stream, I just kind of want you to think about that a little bit. I don't know what market you're in, so maybe tell me what market you're in and what's going on in your market, right? Because while you're doing that, I want to kind of give you a little bit of background of where I'm at and what's going on in my market. And when I say what's going on, meaning are days on market up? Is inventory up? Or are you back in multiple offer situations? I mean, just give me a little insight in the chat box, if you would. What's going on so that I can help you? All right, great. So Justine says no inventory, Southern New Hampshire, Massachusetts. I totally get it. One of my clients that I coached put a home on the market yesterday. He had 80 people through and he's at offer number 14 right now. So I get it. Multiple crazy offers happening. Helen, where are you? What part of the country are you in? What state?
Southern Jersey Shore.
Southern Jersey Shore.
So we sell resort real estate, second homes, all vacation homes, no primaries.
Okay, so price is high, buyers a little apprehensive, very little inventory. Are your buyers hitting the pause button?
No. It really depends on the product. I mean, some of them are coming out of the gate and they're hot as hell, and some of them are just some of them are feeling like, am I at that? Am I paying a little too much? But now it's summer's here. I want the place. So you know, it's funny. It depends on the feds. You know, back in November when the feds got a little squirrely, the buyers pulled back, and then January buyers came back, and now the feds are, you know, putting a little pressure, and the buyers feel like, let me pull back a little bit, but I still think, you know, the sun's going to be shining. They want to get their butts down to the beach.
It's so funny because it's kind of like this whiplash thing, right? Like, oh my goodness, what's going on? All right, I love that, Helen. Thank you for sharing. Aaron, you're in upstate New York, Capital Reason. Welcome from upstate New York. I actually lived in Vermont for 8 years from 2010 to, oh my gosh, when did I leave? 2019, we came to Naples. And so beautiful area. You're probably getting a lot of snow. We're starting to see a bit of a shift, but not much, still very low inventory. Totally get that. Thanks, Aaron. Tamara, more buyers than sellers just competed on a fixer against 11 other offers. We need inventory. Tamara, where are you?
Boston.
Boston, yes, I have a lot of clients in that area. They're saying the same thing. Now, Lisa, you're in Southwest Missouri, so completely different area of the country. Welcome, so good to see you. Your market seems a little bit slower than the hustle of last summer. We're seeing a few expireds and some price adjustments. How about that? So you're starting to see a little bit of turn and more expireds come on the market. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. Yes, definitely. It's just a little bit of a slowdown. If it's priced correctly to begin with, then they still are moving pretty quick. But I don't know. Rhonda is also in my market. So Rhonda, would you agree about there's a little bit of a slow?
Rhonda? Yeah, Rhonda. Yeah, you're in Missouri too. Are you in kind of the same area?
Yeah, I'm more in a little more southern from Lisa, but in Branson. So I
Okay.
feel like your area is a little hotter than down here.
Oh, got it.
I've had a couple of clients up in that Springfield area and a lot of, well, we've had 4 multiple offers. So, but a lot slower here in Branson.
Got it. Okay. And then David, I don't know if you want to chime in about where you are and what's going on in the market.
Hey, hi, I'm David. Nice to meet you. I'm in the Bronx, New York. Can you guys hear me well?
We can hear you great.
Perfect. So I'm in the Bronx, New York. Market-wise, I'm seeing low inventory as we've seen for years in New York. I think even before the pandemic, it was always a low inventory situation over here. Other than that, I am seeing not much of an increase on days on market. I'm still seeing, multifamily and single families off the market in 44 days or a little bit less. Maybe not as crazy as before, but I'm looking forward to finding out. We had a cold calling moratorium for a long time here in New York. And I see a lot of people coming out a lot more and grabbing expired listings. So I'm here to freshen up a little,
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Okay. So how many of you know, I'm going to give you a little bit of bonus material here. How many of you, by a show of hands, have been in the real estate business actively, like selling prior to 2015? Raise your hand. Okay, great. Now, if you're on a live stream, I can't really see you, right? So, just kind of follow along with me here. All right, so here's the interesting thing. How many of you know, if it was prior to 2015, you probably went through some market changes and stuff. I've been in the real estate business since 97. I've been through several of the market shifts, and one of the things that anytime the market shifts, have you ever heard someone say it feels like a faucet, like turning off? It's like slowly, and then suddenly, right? It slowly, then suddenly happens. And so how many of you have heard the line, you work the market that you're in because you're in it, and you prepare for the market that's coming, right? You prepare for the market that's coming. So I want to share a slide with you, and I'm hoping this is going to be pretty insightful for you, okay? So let me show you what you're seeing right now. This is what's happening right now this is just happening really kind of all over Florida, but this is what's happening right now in the Collier County area, which is Naples, Florida, Marco Island, Florida. And I want to show you something. In January of 2022, which you're going to see that right here, in January of 2022, we had 1.1 months of inventory. That's it. We had 1.1 months. Now, many of you might be in that situation right now. New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey. You might be saying, Becky, we're in 1.1 months now. Well, just 1 year later, we're in 5.2. We are in a neutral market, and it happened in literally 6 months. From June of 2022 to January of 2023. In 6 months, it happened like that. And it's interesting because if you were in the business prior to 2015, you'll know that usually when the market shifts start, they start in Florida, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Dallas, Texas, right? They start in those very populated areas, the market shifts, and then it starts kind of coming up. And usually the change that's happening in Florida and other areas is about 6 months to 1 year prior to what's getting ready to happen in other parts of the country. So first of all, I want to say how smart you are that you're on this call, because the reality is that you are prepared
with my 15-minute
for,
call.
I don't know, somebody, if you mute yourself, you are preparing for the windfall that may be
Do that on
coming.
my face and liver now.
There we go. Got her muted. You're preparing for the windfall that may be coming your way, right? Where you're going to see more expireds coming on the market, more for sale by owners coming on the market. The other thing that's very interesting, and I can show you this on the graph, is the days on market on average now are around 80 to 90 days. And this is true for most of Southwest Florida. And we've gone from getting 100% of list price to sold price. We are now at 91% of list price to sold price. So you're seeing this convergence happening, right? Now, you might be saying, again, if you were in this market before 2015, right? You may, or if you weren't in this market before 2015, you may not really have ever seen a lot of these shifts happening in the real estate business and understand that you do look to these more bigger markets to see kind of what's going to start trickling up. And it does happen. What New York, I don't know if this is what's happening, but hindsight being 2020, what we learned previously, and for those that have been in the business a long time, what we learned previously is that the reason that those other markets lag behind is because there's not as much new home builders and not as many inventory. And so there's pent up demand that you have to get through. But once you get through that pent up buyer demand, the newer buyers are going to start hedging their bets because of the interest rate. But you're probably working with buyers who have been looking to buy now for like a year. I mean, like they're ready, they want to make it happen. And so they're willing to pay whatever interest rate they need to pay to get into a home. At some point, those pin-up buyers are going to lag back and you're going to start seeing inventory increase. Okay, that's what we've learned from the past. Is that what's going to happen in the future? I don't know, but we're seeing it happen in Florida right now. Once we got through the pent-up demand, now we're seeing it start to level out and we're returning to a quote unquote normal market, which is causing a lot of challenges. And the number one challenge that happens is that real estate agents who don't know how to prospect, who are not prospecting based, who don't know how to get in front of sellers when they're ready to make selling decisions or they're thinking about making selling decisions, are the ones that start to really get into pain because they have this huge book of buyers and then the buyers don't materialize. They come into town or they start looking and then they talk themselves out of purchasing, right? Because of what's going on in the market. So I'm glad that many of you that are in markets right now that are running pretty hot, you're on this call because you work the market that you're in today and you prepare for the market that may be coming tomorrow. And for those of you that are the most prepared, you are the ones that are going to have the most success on the other side of this. So I love that. Okay.
Becky, can I say something to add to the point that you just made? Our
Please,
team here at the Jersey Shore, we've been doing this since, I don't know, 2002. So we've been in business a long, long time, very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Sell a lot of houses, big volume. We've always been a very buyer-centric team. If you're a new agent, not the way to go. Listings are obviously the king, and that's why we're here. But we've always been a very buyer-centric team. And I'll tell you, the past 4 or 5 months, and even what we have currently under contract, are nothing but listings. We have, like you said, a database of 18,000 buyers, 18,000 people, and we're churning and burning. And all we have right now that's available for sale or under contract are nothing but listings. So it's scary how you're, like you just said about that shift of how you got buyers and there's nothing for them to buy. That's a problem. You know, it's a scary problem to have if that's where your model is.
And here's the other part of that we're finding now is that when there's a lot of inventory on the market, buyers still kind of back off a little bit because they feel like they have time and there's choices, right? And so that's actually what we're seeing here. It's really interesting. My husband had about 11 million in volume in his pipeline of buyers who had not bought yet, but they said they were going to buy here at season. Of that 11 million, I think we've gotten one under contract. I mean, they've just said, you know what, we think, well, the inventory is up. There's a lot of houses on the market. I think we'll just wait. You know, we'll wait. We'll see. We think the prices are going to drop more. So if you're looking at investing in property in Florida, now's the time. If you're looking for an investment home, just for all of you real estate agents out there who want to make an investment purchase, come to Florida. Let me know. I can hook you up. Okay, so we're going to start and jump in now to talking about listings and expired listings a little bit. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, I don't have a lot of expired listings. Yeah, Helen said she brought in Vero Beach in 2021. Good girl. That's great. I love it. All right. To get freedom, invest in real estate. I like that. We're going to talk about expired listings a little bit. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you about expired listings. I'm going to share my scripts in the chat box, and I'll also be sharing them. I'm not going to share them right this second, but I'll share them in the chat box before we jump off. You can open them up, download them. And then of course, when this gets posted into Family Tree, and I think it automatically will, but I'll add the scripts in there. So these are the scripts that I used in 2015, 2016, 2018, 2019, until I got out of full-time real estate, to list around 60 to 70 homes a year. Now, I didn't do it in Florida. I did it in Vermont. And if you're from upstate in the New England area, you know that Vermont's not super duper populated, right? So to list 60 or 70 homes a year is a pretty good thing. So these are tried and true. I've used them forever. I'm not going to say that they're 100% going to work for you, but what I will say is that if you learn the scripts and you work very hard not to deviate from them and try to make them sound like you, learn them exactly how they're written and memorize them exactly how they're written, then they will turn into sounding like you as you replace certain words with things that are more of your language or how you talk. All right. So how many of you, if you would, by show of hands, tell me if you have in the past focused on expired listings? Okay, great. And if you would, just let me know so I know who my audience is. How successful were you in that? Did you feel like that was did you get a return on your investment from that, David or Rhonda? I mean, did you guys really get that return back that you were hoping for with the number of calls that you make to get in front of expireds?
The most success I've had in this business in the last 10 years came from expired listings. So definitely out of all of the buckets that you can get, listings from and leads, expireds were just always my go-to, and I did okay. I had no complaints. Still
good. Awesome. All right, good. So here's the thing. I'm a cold caller too, and I'm a listing agent. I didn't really work with buyers. I had an agent on my team who I referred all the buyers to. I let her have them. We took the split. I did all listings, and most of them came from my sphere and from expireds. It was about 50-50. So here's the thing about expired listings. The number one key to expired listings is to understand that the listing conversation, the expired listing conversation, is just a conversation of overcoming objections to set the appointment. Write that down. That's your only goal. Your goal is not to sell yourself. It's not to convince them that you can do a good job as their agent. It's not to talk about commission. It's not to do any of those things. It is just to overcome the objection and set the appointment. Because once you get face-to-face, you are exponentially hundreds of a percent more likely to get that listing, right? So once you get into defense mode and you're trying to defend your position, they're going to hang up on you. How many have ever tried to call expireds and they hang up on you? Okay. Here's the reason they do that. because you give them the opportunity. That's not 100% the reason, but the majority of the reason they hang up on you is because you give them the opportunity. Why? It's the pregnant pause or the deer in the headlight look. Okay. So it's, hi there, Helen. My name is Becky Colburn. I am a real estate professional with eXp Realty, and I see that your home is no longer listed in the multiple listing service. And I'm just curious when you're going to be interviewing agents for the job of selling your home.
I'm not.
You're not selling your home. So if I bring you a full price offer at the $800,000 that you went off the market for, would you consider it?
Well, I'm frustrated and I'm curious why you didn't bring me an offer when my house was listed before.
You know what? I love that question. Well, first of all, I'm glad to hear that there still is an interest in selling your home if you would consider it. Secondly, the reason that I didn't bring a buyer is because your agent didn't market the home to me.
Bingo.
Tell you what I mean by that. Okay. Let me tell you what I mean by that, right? What I mean is you're not disparaging the other agent. You're just saying, hey, let me tell you what I mean by that. There are a lot of homes in this area for sale. And so what I do is I actually go above and beyond to market your home to other agents. I tell you what, I have a 10-point marketing plan that I really do believe that you're going to want to hear about. I'd love to show it to you. I have tomorrow at 4 o'clock available or Thursday at 6 o'clock available. What works best for you, Helen? Give me another objection. Give me another objection.
I'm going to have to talk to my husband and see if he wants to put the house back on the market. He was really frustrated with a lot of people coming through. We had neighbors coming through and, just nothing was going on.
Yeah. You know what?
Everyone's saying the market's hot and we just don't know why it's not.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Helen, quick question. And I think you'll find this one insightful. There are 3 reasons that a home typically doesn't sell. One is the condition of the home. The other is the pricing of the home. And the third is the marketing of the home. Why do you think your home sat on the market while everybody else is sold?
Probably because no one knew it was for sale.
Well, because no one knew it was for sale. Okay, so you're saying the marketing of the home then?
Possibly, sure.
Well, you know what? That's exactly why we need to meet. I understand that you need to talk to your husband about whether or not he wants to put the home back on the market, but here's what I want to do. I just want to give you some information so that you can then talk to your husband about the information I gave you and see if it's a compelling enough reason to have another meeting with me. So would 4 o'clock tomorrow or 6 o'clock Friday work best?
How about 4 o'clock tomorrow?
Excellent. Okay. So if you got those objection handlers, and then the next one is, what's your commission rate? How many of you have been asked that? What's your commission rate, right? David, what do you say? You want to share? What do you say when someone says, what's your commission rate?
I say free. Throw them off and get me through the door. I would never do that. No, I mean, normally my first response is we'll work with you. I'm just looking to help you. I really want to speak with you and just get some insight on where you and your family are at and really what you guys want to do next. But it's a never ending battle in New York City. We have to go up against 2% commissions on both sides and 3% commissions on both sides. And it's scary,
Okay. So here's what I want to suggest to you guys. Let me help you all with this. So when someone says, what's your commission? You can use this even now when you're getting listings, right? You're on the phone with someone and they say, what's your commission, right? Then what I would recommend that you say to them is this, is you can say, you can say a couple of things. You can say, my commission is X, because I don't want to get accused of, we have to be careful with ethics here. My commission is X. When you and I meet, we can talk about what you'd like to pay the buyer's agent for their commission. Because a lot of people don't understand the coupling of that, right? You think they do and they should, but they may not. Just that change makes them think, okay, you mean I have a say-so in that? Sure you do. My commission is X. When I come and talk to you, and you list your home with me, again, you list your home with me, we'll talk about what you want to offer the buyer's agent to bring a buyer. Okay. Now, at the end of the day, once you get in front of them, you're going to show them the value of the commission, right? You're going to show them why they want to pay the buyer's agent a good commission. Again, this is just about getting the appointment. And then you get in and show them the value. The other thing you can do, which is working excellent in this market right now, and several of my agents are doing it. They'll say, hey, you know what? Because I teach my agents cold calling for expireds. Hey, you know what? That is a great question. And I have a flexible commission structure that I can share with you, and we can go over that when I get there. So what's that flexible commission structure? Well, it's three. It's a silver, gold, and platinum. Have you guys ever heard about this? The silver, gold, and platinum? Okay, great. That's what I'm talking about. It's the silver, gold, and platinum. The silver is the bare bones. The gold is the great plan. It's the one that works. And the platinum is the one that's above and beyond of everything. Most of the time, they're going to choose the gold, right? So you just have that in your marketing materials. All right. So the key for expireds is, in terms of the scripts, are understanding what the top 4 objections are going to be in your market and learning it like gold. You can handle it like gold. So for Naples, Florida, we have a lot of people visiting here, so rentals are good. If you've got a home in a decent area, you can rent it out. And so the top objections here are, we've decided not to sell, number 1. Number 2, we're going to rent it out. Number 3, we're going to use our same agent. Have you guys heard that? We're going to use our same agent, right? And number 4, what's your commission? That's the 4 top objections here. So whatever your top objections are in your market, I promise you that one of the slides I'm going to share with you should cover it. There's probably about 20 objection handlers in there that are designed for most markets. All right, so let's back up for 1 second and let me ask you, do you know how to get the expired information? David, Rhonda, if you want to share, where do you guys normally get your expired information from? Because David, does New York City have an MLS? I didn't think they had an MLS.
Yeah, we sure do. We actually, in the actual boroughs, we had about 3 different, maybe 4 different MLSs.
Okay, I don't know what I was
They
thinking about that.
recently combined 2 of those areas. I think maybe 3 of those big areas. So
Okay.
we have an even wider MLS range now.
Okay.
I used the traditional methods, which was RedX, and then RedX to Mojo, and then Mojo on a 3-line dialer.
Okay, I love it. RedX to Mojo, and then on a 3-line dialer. Anybody else have anything that you use? Rhonda, did you use something different?
Yes, we use our local beacon here. We're able to find the seller and phone number information.
Got it. So it's not a dialer, it's where you can just go look up the seller information. So it doesn't
Just
like
put in the address and it'll give you, the seller's information.
perfect. Okay, very good. Anybody else have something that they use that they'd like to share?
We use Vulcan 7.
Okay, Vulcan 7 is one I'm very familiar with, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Vulcan 7. Okay, so first things first is to find a way to get phone numbers that you won't have to do too much work for. Here's why, because it's a numbers game. And the more dials you can make, the more people you're going to get to answer the phone. So if you're going to invest in becoming an expired listing agent, invest in the information to be delivered to you quickly. You don't necessarily have to have a dialer. Some cell phones now will actually show that as a spam call, right? So I've actually moved away from a dialer, but just getting the numbers in and being able to sit there and dial, to have them all in one place. Helen says, is that a keg? Sweet Lord, what do you mean?
Your giant water bottle. Jesus.
Oh,
That thing was huge, sweetheart.
All right.
My Lord, child.
75 hard with Miss Cari Briner, and a gallon of water a day is a requirement. It is a requirement, right? In addition to 2 workouts, but I'm kicking butt. I think we're on day like 51. I've lost count. All right. So definitely want to have something that brings in the numbers in quickly. And here's why. So when you call an expired and they don't answer, what do?
Most agents never call again.
You don't leave a message. So call number 1, you don't leave a message. You wait 45 seconds and you dial them again. Okay. You wait 45 seconds and you dial them back again. And if they don't answer, you wait 5 minutes and you dial them again. And if they don't answer, you wait 10 minutes and you call them again. Usually by the 4th call, they answer. Now, if you've
Do
got
they
them
answer
on,
mad? Because that's what
well,
we,
they might answer mad. They might say, hello, really upset, right? And then you say, hey, my name is Becky. I'm calling from eXp Realty, and I'm just curious, your home's no longer on the multiple listing service. When are you going to interview agents to sell your home? I'm not. Okay, I understand. So I noticed that you went off the market at 800,000. If I bring you a full price offer at 800,000, are you telling me you wouldn't even consider it? Like you don't want to even consider an $800,000 offer? Well, that's not what I'm saying, but I don't have time for this right now. I totally understand you don't have time for it. Let me just tell you, you're going to continue to get calls from people because your home is expired. And a way to keep from getting any more calls is to talk to me and let me come out and relist your home. So tell me, are you open tomorrow at 4 o'clock or Friday? You know, and your chances so increase exponentially the longer you keep them on the phone. And if you're ready for them to answer the phone in that tone of voice so that you can jump right on it. They may answer upset. But at the end of the day, if you've got an agent who can push through that because they know their scripts versus an agent that doesn't want to call because they might get upset, who's cashing the commission check? Right? Here's the thing, Lisa, I love what you said. And this is what I tell my clients. Once you get confident in your script so that you can just automatically go into that, what you need to say without even being offended and thinking about it, it gets so much easier. Here's the other beautiful thing about getting really good at scripts. David just said it. When everybody else is swimming upstream in the market, you're listing houses. That's the beauty of it. And once you learn the scripts, no one can ever take those scripts away from you because you just know that dialogue. You just know it. You just know it. You just know it. It's
Right.
a skill no one can take from you.
we had a really angry person who we did this very thing with, and so I would love your feedback. But she basically said, and Jason, my son, who was the dialer,
Yeah.
went right into, if we brought you a full price offer,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah. And she said, well, I just feel like you're kind of an ambulance chaser at this
Mhm.
point. Why didn't you bring me an offer? And he said,
Mhm.
well, honestly, it wasn't marketed to me. I didn't know that your house was on the market. Do you not have MLS access?
Mhm.
I thought everybody had the same access as everybody else. This feels very much like I'm getting calls from all of these agents who just now want to kind of be an ambulance chaser. And that just feels really off put to me,
Mhm. So, I would say, you know what, Lisa, I completely understand why you might feel that way. Here's the thing. I can sit back and I can look at your home being marketed while it's listed with an agent, and I might have an opinion about how they're doing it, but I can't call you and tell you about it because you've hired them, and ethically I can't call you. So when your home expires, which is concerning to me because we're in one of the hottest markets that we've ever been in, and your home didn't sell. And so I'm myself, along with a lot of other agents, just are curious why. And now that you're no longer connected to the agent that you were with, we can actually call you and find out. So
that's good. That's very good. I think what it kind of pointed out to us is sometimes we don't have to go quite as hard on I have a buyer, because
no,
that is, or if I have a buyer, if I had a client, I don't know if I'm gonna have a client until I come out and see your house.
Mhm.
That is the script
Mhm.
that he's been using, has been, well, I won't know if I have a buyer until I come out and see your home,
Yeah.
and that is been kind of a stopgap,
Yep.
quite honestly. So this is good. This is real.
Yeah,
good.
I love it. So usually the response I get when I say, I see your home went off the market at 800,000. If I had an offer or an offer for you at 800,000, would you consider it? Usually the question is not, why didn't you bring me an offer for? Usually the question is, do you have a buyer?
Right.
And then that's when I'll say, you know what? I don't know if I have a buyer. I really don't know if I have a buyer, but here's what I do know. I do know that your home has been on the market for 6 months. And here's where you got to know your numbers, guys, so you can just rip this stuff off. I do know that your home has been on the market for 6 months. And in 6 months, this market has had over 1,000 homes close. And your home wasn't one of them.
That's good.
So I'm just really curious as to why. You guys can use that same script with a for sale by owner. So again, just so you know, if I were to pull up Zillow right now and you were to try it yourself, you can go, not now, wait for me to be done, but you go to Lee County, Florida in Zillow and go to just for sale by owners. I think you'll find over 400 for sale by owners. Now, before, like a year ago, there was none. I mean, there were nowhere to be found, right? Like you couldn't find them. So now you have a for sale by owner opportunity, which happens when the inventory starts creeping up, right? So it's the same conversation with a for sale by owner. So go into your MLS right now, look for any for sale by owners that have been on the market longer than your average days on market. So let's say your average days on market in your market is, Helen, what is it in your market? 2 days?
Depending upon the product, let's say 15.
15? Okay. So let's just say you see some for sale by owners out there and they've been on the market longer than 15 days. That's really your question when you call them up. And I say, hey, Lisa, my name is Becky. I see that you're, with eXp Realty. I see that your home is for sale by owner. And I'm just curious, if your home doesn't sell for sale by owner, what is your plan B? I just ask them out the rip. I'm not going to tell them, can I come by and look at your house? And I've got a buyer and I want to see it. No, I just say, hey, if your home doesn't sell with you trying to sell it by yourself, what's your plan B? And they're like knocked off their guard. They don't know what to say because no one's asked them that. And then you follow it up and they'll say, well, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Excuse me, guys. And you can say, great. Well, here's why I'm asking. Because in the event that you don't sell this home on your own, I'd like to be your plan B. So I'm just curious. I'm going to be in your neighborhood tomorrow. Can I stop by and drop off some materials to you and introduce myself? No, we're not going to hire a realtor. We're not doing that. Well, I understand, but here's the thing I'm curious about. Our average days on market are 15 days in this market, and you've been on the market now 30 days. In that 30 days, there's been, I don't know, about 300 closings. Why do you think the market has rejected your home and has accepted the 300 other homes? They don't have an answer. They don't have an answer. And then you don't even have to wait. You just say, that's exactly why we should meet. Even if you don't hire me today, at least you know a top agent in the market that can help you when you're ready. So I want to give you some options here. Let's meet. What do you have to lose by being that direct? Nothing. So again, the better you get at these scripts, the more you practice them, especially the market that's potentially could be coming your way. I hope it does. And I hope but if it does, this is just opportunity for the agent that's not afraid to make the call, right? It's opportunity for you. Okay. What questions do you have? I'd love to hear some questions right now. Maybe not some questions, but what are you kind of thinking where you're just like, I'm not kind of in alignment with what she's saying, or, I'm not really sure I'm in agreeing, because please, I would rather you not agree with me. I'd love for you to throw some objections at me. I love objections, because when you throw objections, when your seller or buyer or the person that you're calling throws an objection at you, what is that? It's an opportunity for what? What is that in the real estate world? It's an opportunity to move the business forward, because if they're talking to you, you have an opportunity. So my opportunity to help you move your business forward is for you to throw some objections at me so that we can talk through them. So tell me a little bit about what you're thinking with this, or maybe how could you use this in a different way in your market right now? Go ahead, Helen.
In our market, we have a lot of sellers that would like to potentially sell their existing beach home and trade up to something else. So a big objection I'm having with sphere of influence, as well as people that are looking on our websites, is although they'd love to sell their house, they've got no place else to go. And they're the fear of not having one more summer. What do we do? That kind of a thing.
Okay, I love that. Does anybody have a response to that that you've used? Because there's more than one. So is there a response to that you've used that's been successful in your market? To that question?
What was the question again? I'm
Say
sorry.
it again, Helen. What was the question again?
In speaking with someone who would consider selling their property, they are looking to just find a replacement property, and their struggle is they can't find a replacement property.
I'd love to be a matchmaker.
I love to make a match. So here's what I would say. Yes, I love that. I am a matchmaker. That's what I do. I also have a team of, Helen, how many agents do you have?
4 total.
I have 4 agents on my team, as well as this company where I have all of this. If you are serious about making your next move, we will find you your next house. I've never left someone homeless at this point. Do you think it's more likely that I can make calls and help find you your house, or that your house is going to suddenly appear on the market? What's more likely? And if a home suddenly appears more on the market, isn't it more likely that we're going to get multiple offers? So let me work with you to help you find your next home. And it may not even be on the market yet, but you won't know until you take the step. And then they might say, you know, I'm still nervous, blah, blah, blah. So if homes are going off the market fast in your area, Helen, one of the things, I don't know about you guys, but in Florida, we've been able to get leaseback situations done where they rent back for 3 or 4 months. We've also been able to do significantly delayed closings. And the other thing is house to sale contingency, right? House to sale contingency, where you give someone a little extra time to buy a home. I put the scripts in the chat box, so you'll have them. So one of the things that I had on January 1st, I was really new in the EXP world, but I had invited everyone to like the January 1st, it was New Year's Day expired challenge, where we all kind of got on and did expires, you know, together. That day, I only had like 10 agents show up, but we took 8 listing appointments that day. And that was from all over. And as of today, 6 of those 8 were listed, and there was only 10 agents who showed up. So the moral to that is that you have to start. You have to start somewhere and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so if there's other agents in your market that are willing to get on a Zoom call with you, and you guys can mute yourselves and mute each other, and then you sit there on the phone and you make calls together and you can encourage each other through the chat, let me tell you, that has huge power to keep you motivated and to keep you going. Okay.
That's exactly what we used to do back in the day, was being able, when we all went to the office, right, we could hear each other. And I remember as a new agent getting so much out of that. But you know, today we don't need a brick and mortar. We can
do it right here. Here's the other thing. Ask a top agent who is really good at expireds in EXP. Here's the beautiful thing. It doesn't matter if they're on the West Coast. It doesn't matter where they are. If they are really good at expired listings, ask them if they'll do their lead generation on Zoom so you can listen to them. They would be honored, I'm sure. That's the beautiful thing about EXP, is that you can sit on with anybody anywhere across the country. You're not just limited to your zip code or to your town or to your brick and mortar office, right? So has this been helpful? I hope this has been helpful. It's always just my goal to provide value. It may not be something you need absolutely right now, but here's what I can tell you. If you'll start practicing it now and preparing for the future, when the future gets here, man, you'll just be able to roll in and roll on and leverage listings at the highest level. Because when inventory starts to get wicked high, you know, buyers go from not being able to find anything to now saying, oh, there's a lot on the market. Okay, I don't have to rush to make this decision anymore. I can wait for more things to come on the market, and I can wait for prices to go down because the media is telling me that that's what's going to happen, right? So I can wait. So listings are key for you being able to cash a commission check, because you don't really have to wait for that buyer to make that decision. You hold the keys because you've got the listing. So, hey guys, good luck. I can't wait to see you again in Family Tree. I hope this has been helpful. You can certainly, if you want to contact me in Family Tree, I'm actually with my husband. His name is John Colburn. That's Colburn, John Colburn. If you want to be on that call. I also do a Monday morning call that's not through EXP. I just do it with agents from all over the country that I've known for years and years and years. And we do a lot with expireds, and we do a lot of just masterminding. If you want to be a part of that on Monday morning, we start at 8:15, but a lot of them come in at 8:30. That's fine. Just chat me up on Workplace. I'll give you the Zoom link. You can jump in anytime you want to. Start your Monday off right. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see ya. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.